rumors stand up.
Rumors stand up.
All rumors stand up.
Thank you. This year, rumor has taken over. Like, I always thought it was going to be Vanya. Oh, we got a Vanya over there. Do we have any more Vanyas?
Are you naked, ma'am?
Yeah, seriously. That looks like body paint.
All right, next question.
Wait, I challenge anyone in this room to show up next year as Space Boy.
Yeah.
Please get a Space Boy.
I'll do it. So I just reread Apocalypse Week while waiting in line all this con. I was reminded of how awesome and hilarious it was. And one of my favorite things about it were the little tidbits at the beginning and end, like the Umbrella Economy featuring the utter destruction of mankind, and little riddles or fun facts at the end. And I was really looking forward. I really loved that aspect of the book, but it wasn't present in Dallas.
Totally right. We took them away this time.
We didn't want to just keep beating the same joke.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's a lot of stuff that changed, and the back covers were a different kind of contribution.
That was the way we can talk about why that didn't happen, because we would do all the work. I'd write the whole issue, and then I'd get a phone call from Scott going, "I gotta write this stuff for the back." And I was like, "I can't write anymore," so that's what happened with that.
So will each new series have different?
It will have something different.
Well, you mean like the little things at the end of each issue that say like rainfall and Brazil.
Here's the different numbers, and these numbers mean nothing.
That's definitely a big return, but
we felt like just forcing it into this one would just be like dragging it out, and it was really good in the first one, and then
because we ran into the problem. The reason we got rid of it, the first issue we were writing it was like, the Umbrella Academy featuring John F. Kennedy. It just didn't seem right, So we're like, oh, this joke's old. So, but Gabrielle is dying for the day that we stop doing the double pages. But I secretly think he loves them. But we're gonna keep. So you're always gonna get a big, long title, and you pull it out, and you see something almost unrelated every time.
I was just wondering, now that you've written two comics, and you illustrate covers, and I know you've now got a movie coming out, you provided the soundtrack for a comic book related movie. What is an aspect of the comic book creation process that you haven't worked with yet that you'd really like to, that you're planning to sometime in the future?
I think to eventually fully illustrate a graphic novel is something I've talked to Scott about for years, and I think that would be a goal, like a life goal, if I could just make one graphic novel that I write and draw and ink. That would, just to be able to do the whole process. I don't know when I can see that happening, but that would be great.
It takes so much time to draw one of these things that, trying to find that window to do a whole comic is just impossible right now.
But I think this idea about the Crusades, and the plague, the Black Plague, I think I wanted to end up basically Ingmar Bergman's Seventh Seal. So I should be like at least 56 when I do that.
Thank you.
Hey, I just want to say, no one mentioned this before, but you put on like one of the best shows and concerts.
Thanks. He has mentioned that all weekend. It hurts my feelings.
Yeah. I was wondering, what was the comic book series or graphic novel that really got you into doing this, really?
It was Watchmen.
It was.
Yeah. Totally that is like the greatest thing ever.
I agree.
But when I was a kid though, it was like going to walk to that corner shop, and I literally remember the issue of X-Men was when it was like Wolverine crucified on the big wood X, and I love that, and I just was hooked on X-Men. So that, is always going to have a place in my heart. I love those books. I love those characters. I've always loved them. Watchmen. Total.
We'll see you in concert again there.
We'll see you there.
Alright, I guess I'm going to do another spoiler, because in Dallas, when LaChance dies, he has this image of meeting John Wayne
tried to, well, John Wayne wasn't God.
He was just like his.
He was just his, I guess, guardian angel. But no, I mean, definitely, Garth Ennis is a genius. He was like one of the biggest influences on me ever, and I don't talk about him enough. He actually, when I was really young, I had written a comic, and he read it, wrote me a letter on an airplane, and mailed it to my house to tell me how much he liked it. And, I've always thought he was amazing, and it's definitely a little bit of a preacher vibe, but he's actually, as per Scott Alley, turning me on to Bob Dylan. If you look very closely, God is definitely Bob Dylan.
And with Castle Oblivion and stuff, are we going to see what happened?
He said Castle, but that's cool too.
Yeah.
Castle Oblivion will
Sure.
be the sequel.
Are we going to see what happened to the horror? Thank you.
I'm sorry, but I don't think we'll see that for a long time. I now have to make whatever happened to the horror so frigging brutal that it makes it worth your while to stick around.
Hi, this isn't really about Umbrella Academy, but Gerard, you as a person, is like a really big inspiration to me because I actually want to be a musician, like, and an artist. So I was wondering, like, is there any advice you give me or maybe anyone else in the audience to just...
I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, and this is what me and Mikey and the rest of the guys firmly believe when we started the band. And I didn't get it until we started the band because I had tried to break into comics for many years and I didn't understand what I was doing wrong. But what I was doing wrong and why I had a hard time is because I was trying to emulate, I wasn't being influenced, I was trying to emulate just the wrong stuff. Like, I was just trying to pay the bills. So when you can't ever do it to pay the bills, I was trying to draw things like Spider-Man or Superman, and it just looked, it just looked really bad. It just wasn't me being me. If I'd drawn it the way I wanted to, I definitely wouldn't have gotten hired, but at least I would have been proud of it. So when we started the band, it was simply like, just, don't be full of shit, and you get out there and you work really hard. You just keep it as pure as you can, and people will just respond to that. And once you start being yourself, you notice people really respond to you just being you. And then everything kind of fell into place after that. Just if you do it for the right reasons, because you have to love it, and you have to always be inspired and draw inspiration from all the people you meet, and all the good stuff and the bad stuff that happens to you. But yeah, just be truly who you are. And because I felt that when we started too, there was nobody that sounded like us. We had obviously infused things from Iron Maiden and the Smiths and all this stuff we really loved, but I didn't feel like there was anybody doing what we were doing. And that was really genuine to me, and I think that's why people responded to it right away. And then so when it came time to do the comic, I went at it with the same attitude. Sure, I have influences, and I'm inspired by Grant Morrison and all these great writers, but that's art. You're inspired by, people inspire you, but you just got to make it yours. And so that's what I do.
Thank you.
No problem.
Just a quick question. Was the name Spaceboy inspired by the Smashing Pumpkins song, or is it just a little coincidence?
No, totally. Yeah, totally. Inspired by Smashing Pumpkins. I also wanted I wanted the character to be an adult, but still have the name Spaceboy. Like, I wanted him to have, the big part of the reason for the name is so he could always kind of carry this baggage with him of being kind of like a child star in a weird way.